Today's video on the 380SL is still chasing down that hard start. Again, the fuel delivery system has been changed in the back. That settled a whole bunch of problems early on when I first got the car, and now it's started to do it again every once in a while. There was a video that I made a couple videos ago, and it kind of like shows you it shakes when it first starts and the warm start. Eventually the idle goes higher, RPMs go up to like 900, then it goes back down to normal, and then it just rides smooth the rest of the way. So just a little bit of fuel that maybe is left over in the injectors. So what I want to do is change out the fuel injectors and see if that makes a difference. I haven't had the car that long, only about 7 or 8 months, and it's got almost 90,000 miles on it. Not sure if the fuel injectors were ever changed. I don't have a single record on this car. So what I thought it would be, let's just change the fuel injectors out and give that a try. All right, this is what I purchased. Well, first of all, look at this nice floor that I got going on. So this is called Rock Solid. It's made by Rust-Oleum. They didn't pay for anything, but I just thought I'd give it a little plug. It was pretty cool to put down, and now I got a nice little shiny floor for my SL for Sophia over here. So this is what I purchased. I got 8 of these fuel injectors. They look like this, and then 8 of these little plugs that go along with it. Now, here's the thought plan on these fuel injectors. So first, if you watch Mercedes Source, he talks about the fuel injectors and maybe it's not spraying right, and you want to get this like bench tester, and I'm sure mechanics have bench testers, which I do not. I don't want to buy a bench tester because I'm just doing this project one time. And then he talks about cleaning them, and then he talks about a couple of them maybe he couldn't get clean and he had to buy them anyway. So then I watched a couple other videos and they were talking about forgetting the whole thing about cleaning them. They suck, the cleaning process is terrible, it's not going to work, and might as well just change them. Again, I have no idea what's been done to this car. These are only 20 bucks anyway. So I said, let me just go ahead and change this thing out. At least I'll know I have new fuel injectors for the next 10 years or 20 years or whatever. So each one of these is 20 bucks. Each one of these is like $2, $3. This whole job is only like 200 bucks with tax and shipping. So I said, might as well, let me just change this whole thing out. I don't have to worry about it ever again. And then we'll go from there. So at least I have new fuel injectors and I don't have to worry about it. And it's all done. Taking it to a mechanic, I can take it to a mechanic. They're gonna charge me because they gotta take these fuel injectors out to test each one. They may say none are bad. They may say 2 are bad. If they have to change, even if they don't have to change anything, they're still gonna charge me probably like 100 bucks or 200 bucks just to tell me that your injectors are fine, or some of them are bad. And then after that, each injector, although they're 20 bucks, I'm sure they're gonna charge me 40 bucks and then another like 100 bucks to install them for each one, maybe, I don't know. So I just said, forget it. Let me pay 200 bucks. I'll just do it myself. So let's get started. Back to the same process again, taking this air filter off, take off your 2 hoses, your 2 nuts on each side, and let's lift this thing up and remove it. So start here. I've done this so many times that you guys should know how to do this by now. And let me get my wrench out, let me pull those nuts out, get this thing out of here. Air filter is off. All right, so you got 4 of these on each side. Here we go, let's look at one of them. So this is the fuel line coming off the fuel distributor that goes into the fuel injector. There's a little Allen nut here. So what you want to do is you want to remove this first and then this second. If you remove this one first, then this one won't have anything to tie to and you won't be able to get that off. So remove this first, then you remove this second. So looks easy on that one because there's nothing in its way, but then when you start moving over here, looks like there's a bunch of shit in the way. And then over here, it's even worse. So again, never done this before. I usually say this with every video, but let's see if we can do this. Before moving forward with removing the fuel injectors, I'm gonna go ahead and remove this air hose out of the way. It just pops straight out. There's 4 of them that go in. I'm gonna pull them straight out, and then there's one connection right here. We've actually changed this out in another video if you wanna go back and watch that, but I think that'll give us some more room. And then also what I'm gonna do is, in order for nothing, I don't want dust falling into the cylinders, I'm gonna go ahead and use my air compressor and get as much air, as much dirt out of the way as possible before I start removing anything. Well, it's been a little bit of a battle. I got the fuel lines off, each one. I did use this wrench, these fuel line wrenches. They seem to help. So that way you don't really strip them. They're actually made for fuel lines or lines like that, I guess. And then I took the nuts. Let's do this one. I took that nut off. So now I'm ready to go to pull it out. So what you need to do is just move this fuel line just a little bit over. Take your time. It's hard to do with holding a camera. Okay, I moved it over. And you are able to pull this fuel injector out of the way. Let's see if I can do that one-handed. That's tough to do. All right, there it goes. It came out. Came out of its little hole. And that's our first one. Let's see how we did. I'm kind of worried about stuff dropping in there. All right, there's our first one out. I don't know, got some buildup on it, I guess. I don't know how old it is. Looks like it's a Bosch. Just don't know how old it is. Anyway, that's our first one out. I'll get the other ones out. This one I've kind of giving it a break. I kind of started stripping it. For some reason, it's really stuck on there. But I'm gonna work on the other two. I'll put some WD-40 in the meantime, and I'm gonna work on that thing and try to pull everything out. I document some battles along the way. So this first one here on the passenger side, it's really tough to get into. You got this. First I removed this air hose because this hose was going right through the clamp. Second is I moved the fuel line that goes to it. So that was this guy right here. Also removed this fuel line, so it gives me a little bit more flexibility as far as moving some hoses around to get to it. It was a real battle, but I finally got it out. So finally got the clamp out of the way, finally got the fuel injector out. I'm gonna go ahead and try to reassemble it before I forget what I just did. And then meanwhile, I still got this guy right here that's still refusing to come out. The back two were pretty easy. They came out right away. I'm kind of worried about the other side because the other side looks worse than this side. So I've been at it for 45 minutes or so. Just only got 3 out so far. I'm gonna keep going. Now I'm taking a break from this side. I got this guy in. This is the one I just can't remove this Allen wrench. It keeps spinning up on me. This one's in. I need to put the fuel line back to here. Goes here. Back to the top of this fuel injector. I got to reconnect that. In the meantime, I'm gonna go over to this side because I just need a break. I moved this air hose out of the way, just like I did on the other side. I removed these 2 nuts. It kind of moves this thing around. Pretty much anything that's in the way that's easy, I'm gonna just go ahead and move out of the way in order to get to the fuel injectors and to that Allen again. Kind of like what I did on the other side, but this one seems a little more confusing, complicated. There's just stuff in the way, but I'm gonna go ahead and just move some stuff out and see what happens. All right, guys, we're cranking along. I got that bolt finally out. So here's the key. These Allen wrenches or these Allen nuts are in there pretty tight. You're gonna need some good Allen wrenches to get them out. I think I was using some crap Harbor Freight one and I was just stripping the hell out of it. So what you need to do is make sure you get some quality Allen wrenches in order to get those things out. But on this side, we got all 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, right down there. All of them out, all of the new ones in, everything clamped up, all done. I got the fuel lines back on. Here's 1, here's 2. I think I pulled this one out too. This one is back in. So here's the thing, and so this one's ready. I'm just gonna go ahead and put the fuel hose on, or sorry, the air hose back on, and that should be good. This side here, I have removed a few already and replaced them. I got one more on this Allen. It's giving me a hard time back there, so I'm gonna give that a try. I think the goal is just to remove things out of the way. So I've already removed like 3 of these hoses, these fuel hoses. You can bend them a little bit just to move them out of the way. But if you can't, you can just go ahead and remove. I've put number 1, 2, and this one I think goes to the cold start valve. I've removed that as well. Just move things out of the way. Number them, put them away, and you can get to things a whole lot easier. So I'm gonna keep cranking away at this. All right, I'm gonna say this is a good place to stop. The passenger side is all complete. The air hose is in. This side right here, this back one also gave me a hard time. I finally got it out. Let's see if you can see it. Finally got it out. I got all new fuel injectors in there. You can see them, they're all looking new. I am gonna wait here to get some more screws from the store because I will show you what the screws look like. I've pretty much destroyed them. Here's a couple bad ones. Let's see. We'll make sure you get good Allen wrenches. Have some extra screws around maybe. Look at that. Destroyed these things. Maybe they're already destroyed and I just made them worse. So I'm gonna wait and get 4 more new ones. Let's go ahead and show you the fuel injectors. This is the worst one that I found. Oh, it's pretty black. Again, I don't know how old these things are. There's a pretty black one. Okay. Honestly, if I didn't have such an issue with these Allen wrenches and Allen screws, it probably would have just taken me like 2 hours. But it's been kind of a nightmare getting these things out. Just the two screws. Now that I got everything out and the new injectors in, I'm gonna get to the store and get some more screws. Once I have the screws in, I mean, it should be probably like another 20 minutes just to finish this thing off. So, get back to you tomorrow. All right, day 2 of fuel injection changes. Again, do not screw this part up. Look at that. All right, so today I went on a hunt for these things. Apparently Mercedes does not make them anymore. They told me to go to the junkyard to find them. That wasn't very helpful. I went to a couple different Mercedes shops and I said, hey, do you guys have a couple of these sitting around that I could have? They said no, they don't have any. Luckily I went to a hardware store and found them. Brand new. This one doesn't come with a washer. The other ones come with a built-in washer, but I got the washer separately. 70 cents each. I got 2 more to go. I'm just gonna change 2 of them out, the 2 that I really screwed up, and then get everything back together. And then just to say, these are the lines that I've pulled out. I pulled them out in the same order. The order I pulled them out was, first is this one, and that goes to the cold start valve. Then I did this number 1, and then I did this number 2. So putting it in, I'm just gonna do it backwards. I'm gonna do this one first, I'm gonna do this one second, and I'm gonna do this one last. I'm gonna try to put everything back together again with the right tools that I have. Everything is back together. Got my fuel lines back. I got my air hose back. Got the spark plug bars back. Got everything connected. Everything's connected on top. Both sides are looking good. I think it's time to fire it up. Hope it starts. Boy, I thought it wasn't gonna start. It took a long time to crank and then it started. But maybe it was just to bring the fuel lines back. All the fuel, we phoned the lines, so it's good. All right, thanks for watching this video, everybody. Here's the fuel injectors again. So this is what I got as the fuel injector plus this little rubber piece. It just slides right over it. Again, this is Bosch, and the one I pulled out was Bosch. Here is the box that it came in. I'll show you that part number so that way you have it. Hope you can see that. Is it upside down? I don't know. There you go. That is the part number. It's kind of funny because it has a little picture of a mechanic doing the job and not a regular person. So we'll see how it goes. My car seems to work just fine. Unfortunately, it was not a fix for my warm start issues. My cold start is great. My warm start is an issue. We're still fighting that. Sophia did not get fixed on this one, but at least the fuel injectors did get changed. I don't have to worry about that ever. I did feel like a difference when I changed the fuel injectors. So I feel like I got a little bit more power. So definitely the old ones, there's probably something wrong with the old ones. The car did sit for a period of time, so I'm glad I got that changed out. Couple things to know from this change out. You could definitely do it. First of all, those screws are our problem, so make sure you get some, maybe just pick up 8 extra screws so that way you have them and you can use them to put in the fuel injectors. And the last thing is, I noticed that after I had everything done, I had a couple air hoses that were disconnected, you know, those little small air hoses. So make sure you double check those air hoses that they are connected, because I did notice that, you know, while working with the car, I got a couple of them accidentally disconnected. So hope you enjoyed the video. I've been trying to make a whole bunch of these, just a non-mechanic working on this R107. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I mean, hopefully together I'm trying to help somebody out, and maybe you guys can help me out bring this thing full on back to life. All right, take care. Bye.